So we really try to change the paradigm of what strength training is. It's something that's already in you, something you own. It's not something you do outside of yourself to try to become or to try to get. So really what we try to do is erase the idea of exercise and what it's not, what it is, what it's not. So it doesn't have to hurt. It doesn't have to be ridiculously hard, and it can be simple. And simple is oftentimes the best route to get anywhere.
Please take me through your intake process. So I walk in, I'm a 47-year-old guy. Last time I exercised was around college, played some sport, occasionally kick the ball with the kids and go for a hike, nothing major. So I come in and I tell you, I want to get fitter, because this is the answer I get from most of the new clients that come to see me, and ask them what is your goal, and they tell me, just want to get fitter. So that's a very vague answer. I can't qualify that answer, so I need to dig a bit deeper. But back to the question, if I come in to your place, what are the things you're looking at first? So to reduce the possibility of hurting me.
So after you come in, we would exchange pleasantries, and I would find out why you're here. And you may tell me that you want to be more fit. To me, no matter what you tell me though, what you're really telling me is you want to feel better. Whether it's better about yourself, better about your body, just feel better how you move, whatever. You just want to feel better. Most people come here because they just don't feel good about something, usually themselves. So once we go through why you're here, the first thing we would do here is I would take you through an original strength screen and assessment. Because I want to see how you're moving, because it may be that how you're moving greatly affects how you feel. It's crazy, right? So I would run you through an original strength screen and assessment, and I would see what your body is telling me that you're lacking. And then from there, I would have you do those things I think you're lacking and see how you feel, how you move. And then I would probably give you homework to go home with to practice. And the cool thing is we'll know within minutes if your body is, what you're lacking is actually what you're lacking, because you're gonna feel different, you're gonna move different. Anyway, and because of that, you're likely to go home and actually do the homework I give you to do, because it will make a difference. So whether or not you ever come back here or not, you've won. Because if you just do that, your life's gonna get better, you're gonna feel better. So the reason you came here, you're gonna go home with. Like I had this conversation this morning with a complete stranger who was like, well, I'm old now, I'm in my 50s. I can't do the things I used to do. And I would think, well, I know that that's nonsense. So the biggest challenge, I think, for people is that you gotta let go of what you think you know and be open to a different possibility. Because I guarantee you everything you want is inside of you and it's within your grasp. It's not outside of you, but nobody's best days are behind them. It's just
unless you've decided that
you've decided that they are. Because where the brain goes, where the mind goes, the body's gonna follow. It'll do absolutely what you tell it to do. Your body's a good pet. It's like your best friend dog, right? It'll do what you want it to do. Right. But it'll do what you want it to do. It'll do what you tell it to do.
And it will do what you enable it to do.
Yes. So if you believe the answer is elsewhere, that's where it's at. But it's not, and that's the trap.
Nice.
It's in you. So nothing. You can always press reset. You can always restore your strength. You can, because that's your design. And then my most recent book is called The Becoming Bulletproof Project, because I went full circle back to Superman, because I really love the name Becoming Bulletproof. So I wrote The Becoming Bulletproof Project, and that was my most recent book. The main point of that book is that we're all designed to be superheroes, all designed to be strong and capable and able to live an amazing life throughout life. And that is in us, and if we're willing to engage that thought, we can tease that out. We can discover it and one way to do that is through physical activity, to learn how to make hard things easy and learn how to get very comfortable doing uncomfortable things. And if you can do that, you can discover that, well, you can really do anything you want to do. And that's when you realize that maybe I am Superman, or maybe I'm Batman or Wolverine, or whoever you like.
Now, Tim, if you don't mind, I would like to ask you to take me through some of the movements you would you think would be beneficial for a 40-plus guy.
Okay.
And we can go from very easy ones through intermediate to a little bit more advanced ones, because I'm sure there are guys out there watching this who have been working out, have been looking after themselves and want to try something new, something that is very useful.
And as a child, as babies, we learn how to crawl on our hands and knees. And then baby gets a little bit stronger, and you'll see them, they get on their hands and their feet. But the point is that the opposite arm and leg are rhythmically moving together, like so. And what happens is, when we do this, it really strengthens resilient shoulders, strong hips, fluid motion, but all the stabilizers in your joints learn how to stabilize the joints, and all the movers around the joints learn how to move your body. So it's like, again, it's like rocking. It just makes the whole symphony just beautiful. Everything's playing together in harmony. Second thing would be rocking on your hands and knees on the floor. Simply getting on all fours and holding your head up and keeping your chest up so that your back is nice and flat like a silverback gorilla.
Sweet.
That's it right there. Now, and the reason that I would do this is because this is where strength is built reflexively on the ground. And when we rock back and forth here, we're doing so many wonderful things for the body. We're activating the vestibular system through motion, but we're also telling the body where all the joints are and how they're all designed to move together as one whole body. So this actually is like putting all the instruments in a symphony together to create beautiful music.
Not a very difficult movement, guys, but just let me point out a few things. It's not accidental that we included toe and ankle mobility in our 45 program. And I'm so glad Tim is backing me up on the importance of these seemingly useless little things that we don't even see all day because we put them in those shoes, right?
So toes are so important.
So this is what I did. You can also rock like this,
yes.
Right? So it's still very beneficial.
It's very beneficial.
But, you know, what happens if you can't do that, Tim?
If you can't get on your toes,
fix it.
How do I fix it?
Yeah.
I would have you rock in a different way.
Okay.
And I would have you, well, I would try a couple of things. One would be
could
you sit like this?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you can sit like this, and I can have you lean forward and rock down, now I'm having you go through your whole foot, and you're finding your toes there. So if you don't have the mobility to get there here, we can try to coax it out of you by putting you in a different position and allowing gravity to help you out there. So if you lose the ability to move a joint that is designed to move, that means other joints in your body have to make up for the loss of that movement, which means they are now going to start to work in a way that they weren't intended to. They're going to have to work harder. And the forces that your body generates, which start at the foot, because we walk on our feet, those forces do not travel efficiently through your body like they should if the joints don't move. And if the very first joints that don't move are the first ones that touch the ground, or you're creating a lot of problems in your body that just wouldn't be there if your toes would move. So, and the other thing is the better your toes move, the better let's say this a different way. If your toes move well, your knees move well, your hips move well, your shoulders move well, and maybe your jaw doesn't hurt. It's crazy, I know. But good moving toes make a good moving body. Basically.
Yes, that's what. Don't forget, guys, in the human body, everything is connected to everything.
The third thing I would show you would be what I call up and over. And I'll show you how to do it, and then you can play with it. There's no one way to do this. As a matter of fact, the more creative you are, the better off you are to do this. But it's called up and over because I start out on my back, and I want to get up and somehow over my body, and I can stand up in between, and I come back down. Standing up is important too, and I end up on my belly. Now I went up and over. Now I want to go up and over again, but now I'm going from my belly over my body again, and I can stand up in between again to my back. And so the more creative I am on how I want to do this, whether I want to do it like Spider-Man or however I want to do it, but the more you do it, the more gaps you fill in your strength, and you become stronger and stronger and stronger. And you can do this on the ground, and all it takes is a little bit of time, a little bit of space. And then, however you want to play with getting up to back down, it's just up and over. But if you're creative, you can tie everything together. 10 minutes of that, have a great day. You're gonna feel good, you're gonna move amazing, and you'll be strong. So you start on your back, you get up, and you transition over your body somehow. However you do that, is however you do that, that's up to you. And then you can stand up in the middle. So we went up and we went over, and then we're gonna end up on our belly, and then we're gonna do the same thing, but now we're starting from our belly. So however we decide to get up, to go over, I'm going over my body now in that squat again. Back to however you want to play with going back to your back. And again, the more creative you are, the more fun you can have, the stronger you're going to get. The more things you'll discover. It's just a great way to tie everything together so that you move well and feel amazing. You can do it. There's no wrong way to do it other than just not doing it. But it's a fun way to play. 10 minutes of this, you'll feel awesome.
Moving our own body weight is oftentimes the hardest thing we can do for training. So, and it's a very important one because you become master of your body. You can train other ways, no problem with that, but this is where the foundation is.
Before you go, make sure you subscribe to Fortified's YouTube channel. All you got to do is click subscribe, and you're all set. You won't miss any of these wonderful interviews or all the other wonderful things that Tamas brings out.
Thank you, Tim.